Hello there, people, or aliens, or whatever you happen to be. This is the last game. Unfortunately, we are sad to see Group D go. It has been a great group, but all good things, well, most of them at least, have to come to an end. And so this is going to be the last match of the MSL Group D. I'm sorry, take it away, guys. I'm gonna cry.
I got you covered, Moletrap. Don't worry about it. I gotta agree, though. This has been an especially entertaining group. I haven't seen a group this entertaining since some of the OSL groups, to be honest. And just a great set of games so far. I think that we're going to see another great game here with Bisu versus Much. I think potentially these were the two favorite players in the first place, and seeing them fight it out in the final match, you know, they both are going to lay it all on the line right here and try to see who can advance, because one is going to go forward and one is going to go home.
Yeah, Bisu at the 7 o'clock location in Teal, Much at the 11 o'clock position in orange here. This is the map Medusa, by the way, and I think Medusa definitely lends towards creativity. Much was the one who went for that insane behind the main base cannon forge rush against Jelizerg in their OSL round of 16 games, and so far we aren't seeing any kind of early cheese though from either player. It looks like both are going to build inside their bases this time, but certainly the ramp behind the main base can play a big role in these games. I believe Best versus Backho was one of the examples back in the OSL round of 16 again, where Best eventually killed off those temples and managed to put a lot of drops in the back of Backho's base and also run Dragoons up there and snipe some of these probes. It's very, very vulnerable. If you lose those temples, the back of your base becomes so much more vulnerable. It's basically like you have two entrances to your main base then, and it's just that much harder to hold. So we'll see what these players do to take advantage of those temples, of killing them off, although only the real unit that Protons have to kill them off is the Reaver, because there are 10 temples with 1500 health stacked upon one another. But anyway, this should be an interesting map. I could see a sort of an all-in 3-gate, 4-gate rush. This is possible in this map because of the very wide open areas in the middle, which make it less advantageous to have shuttles. On the other hand, Reaver drops are of course very important, and they can help you open up the temples also.
Yeah, by the way, just real quick, Much is going to be the orange Protoss player. He's in the kind of top left position. Bisu is in teal, and he's going to be in the kind of bottom sort of leftish position. Just right off the bat, I got to note that these positions might actually be a little bit advantageous for Bisu, because just the way that they're going to be going as far as if they're doing drops, you know, if this ends up being a standard Reaver Shuttle versus Reaver Shuttle sort of game, Bisu's going to have a little bit of an advantage because just kind of the way that his forces are angled, when he rallies his forces to his front, they're going to be in the path, in the direct path that Much will have to take to get to his base. Whereas Much, his front door is going to be off to the right of his back door, essentially. And so he's not going to be able to stand guard on the back of his base quite as much. And it's going to make it easier for Bisu to do drops or to attack those temples or what have you. So, you know, for instance, if Bisu is attacking those temples that Cholera mentioned, he'll still be in a position to head off Much's forces, whereas if Much goes to attack Bisu's backdoor temples, then his forces will be out of position and he'll be vulnerable to a counterattack. So I'm not sure if that's even going to come into play, but it's just something that may come into play. It's something to think about as we start in on this game. And Bisu getting chased away does not even run his probe in to try and get a scout. He's rather going to try and keep that probe scout alive instead of trying to get inside there. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Bisu runs around in circles and waits for Much to move out before running that in. Bisu loves his scouting, and so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to do something else to get in there to see what Much is doing. But in the meantime, he's denied information, so I mean, after seeing Much do a very standard sort of game earlier, doing a standard game in previous matches, then doing a 14 Nexus, then doing a Dark Templar Rush, he's got to be guessing what Much is doing right now, and he has no idea.
Yeah, but he does have the one thing that he can use to get into the back of his base, and that's by using the temple mineral trick right there, to squeeze the unit back there. He can actually use probes to get a variety of units back there, but I think he would definitely try to get his probes back there if possible. And you see that he's actually putting a pylon back there for scouting purposes to make sure that those those temples stay in pretty good condition. I actually wonder if he has some sort of viewer hotkey there so that he can periodically check that once he thinks that Reavers might be out and ready to start attacking him. Because if that's the case, he does have to be careful of that. But you know, I haven't seen all that much successful use of that temple entrance. I think because there's so many back there, it's just really tough for any race to get back there. Actually, maybe siege tanks have an easier time, but when the other player is so aware of that weakness of this map, it's very difficult to use that to your advantage. And Bisu with a significant amount of more units than Much, having zealots out there, but I guess Much must have left his zealots back at his front door, and Bisu able to easily repel that attack from Much. And it looks like Much is going to get an observatory down quickly. And not that he's fearing DTs, but I'm sure that he's learned his lesson from the last match, and Bisu doing the same. So we are going to see a pretty well mirrored match here, and it looks like both players are content to retreat to their bases for now. And again, I'm surprised Bisu hasn't used the temple trick yet to scout back there, unless I missed it, but I don't think he's done it yet. He'll probably just wait for those observers to get out, since they'll be popping out very shortly.
Yeah, it looks like they will, and we have actually seen, I believe, it was a turn versus turn between, well, it's just a few, actually, you know what, I won't go into it because that was in the OSL and hasn't even been uploaded yet, but anyway, looks like Much has actually gone for a fast expand. This is, I think, not the right time to do a fast expand at all. I think this might lead to Much's undoing here. In fact, I'm that critical of this move, because really, in Protoss versus Protoss, you need to do some damage to your opponent before you just go for an expansion like this. We had a long talk about that, of course, in Game 2, I believe. You know, Protoss versus Protoss is such an aggressive game once Reavers come out that Much is going to have 400 minerals shorter of, fewer of Dragoons, and he's going to have later Reavers than Bisu, who knows how to use both of them very well. And of course, he's also going to be producing a lot of probes from that Nexus, which is going to further cut down, at least temporarily, on his Dragoon count. But it looks like, interesting enough, Bisu's also picked up his Natro, so this actually is not going to be so bad for Much then. I thought Bisu was going to go for a one-base build, but this is actually not bad for Much at all, now that he's gotten the expansion also, because Bisu won't be able to push as hard as he would have otherwise.
Wow, and here's the, here's your intelligence of the other person's play coming into play. Bisu does have that observer in there, so he's going to see what's going on now. But Bisu, his idea was basically to get a Reaver out first, very quickly, and then use that Reaver to cover his expansion. Much didn't even wait for his Reaver to get his expansion, and so unfortunately for Bisu, he's not going to be able to take advantage of that, though, because he didn't get a shuttle first. His Reaver is slow, and he expanded, so he's not going to be able to push out very quickly. So Much has almost coincidentally taken the advantage here by expanding before Reaver, and now by the time Bisu is able to mount an attack on Much, Much will also have Reavers out. And yeah, so 2 Reavers out now for Bisu, but no shuttle. So again, he's still not going to be able to make an attack. I have no idea what those probes are doing there. They're like, we're going to go to the expansion, but first we're going to take a couple loops around this gateway just to see if there's any minerals nearby. And okay, no minerals at this gateway, so let's continue on. But yeah, so Much is going to take an economic advantage here. It's theoretically possible that if Bisu gets his shuttle out pretty quickly and makes a push, Much might not be prepared for it, but he's going to have those Reavers. And yeah, so the shuttle is out. If Bisu attacks like right now, he may be able to use that shuttle to take an advantage and take a victory over Much's natural. But if not, if he waits for that shuttle to get out, and it's both of the players have shuttles to rely on, I think Much is going to have to. He's going to be able to use the home turf advantage and take the battle and take the economic advantage.
Yeah, PvP is like a mind bender. And here we see Bisu running in and doing a little bit of a probe harassment in the back of Much's base, and getting what looked to be like 3 probes, which is slightly effective, but more importantly, he threw Much off guard. And Much now has a shuttle with Reavers of his own, so it looks like Bisu's backing up. The reason I was saying PvP is like a bit of a mind bender is the fact that there's so much anticipation of your opponent's moves that it's almost like whoever has done the most acid in the past week is going to be ahead in this game, because I mean, you got to really be way ahead of your opponent and have some you have to have, you know, some crazy thoughts in your head. And the Reaver going back again, and looks like got another couple of probes out there for some more harassment. But Much, in the meantime, is pushing forward with his grouping into Bisu, although his shuttle seems to be lagging behind. But Much could potentially get Bisu's shuttle. No, he won't get it. But and Bisu now with a third Reaver back at his base, so he's going to be well prepared to deal with this onslaught from Much.
Much has to be careful here. He doesn't want to lose his army on a frontal attack against well-established Reavers. Looks like he's going to take a couple of pot shots. He's also got his Reavers a little bit in the front. No, looks like he'll actually push in for the attack. I don't think this is a wise move by Much. He's going into a funnel. As you can see, the Dragoons in the back are unable to engage, and Much needs to retreat right now. I think he shouldn't be pouring in anymore, although he has some good Reaver micro here, but Bisu's is even better, saving that Reaver from destruction. Much continuing to pound away at the front, though, but I think Bisu is narrowly going to win this. One extra Reaver ahead, and yeah, it looks like Bisu will win this battle, Much with just a pair of Reavers left. He has to run before he loses that shuttle! Bisu's gonna take out the shuttle!
Oh, man! Two down!
That is not good for Much. Yeah,
I think that was game.
With this close of a mirror build, no economic advantage to speak of, and Bisu now running to the back of the base, I think Much is going to lose now. I think that was an impetuous attack. I think that was ill-advised. I think he should have waited a little bit. I don't know why he went in, but in the end, I think that just cost him the game, that attack. Wow. And here comes the onslaught of Reavers.
Yeah. And now Bisu has shuttle speed as well, so he's going to be able to use his shuttle to so much effect. And Much, I mean, losing that shuttle, that was pretty much game. Oh, wait, Bisu he might get his shuttle. No, he barely gets around. Shuttle speed for the win. If he didn't have shuttle speed, he would have gotten his shuttle intercepted there. And Bisu now moving out to try and even intercept those Dragoons. Interception of the interception there going on. Bisu now with 2 shuttles, at least 3 Reavers. This is the end for Much. He has a shuttle out now. He may even have 1 Reaver in it that he made while he was attacking, but it's just not going to be enough. Wow, that was amazing. I couldn't even believe that happened. I've seen Much do that, I think, once before even, and I was flabbergasted why he didn't move his shuttle quicker. And now he's going to forfeit his natural and lose even more probes. So that's game, guys. Bisu's going to be advancing out of this group along with Firebathero. Much will not be able to meet Firebathero later on in the tournament, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate, but maybe they'll meet again in another epic match in a different tournament.
Yeah, and one of Firebathero's fans clapping in the background. It looks like Bisu is going to take this match, as Moletrap was saying. And Much, I'm surprised he hasn't GG'd already, but I think he really is reluctant to lose this match, regardless of the fact that he's pretty much already lost it. And Bisu, really great micro there. I mean, that was amazing how he saved his Reaver at the last second. And again, even that, just faking to pick up your Reaver with the shuttle and drawing an attack from the goons to the shuttle. Much gives up. GG's. Oh man, I hope Firebathero comes back out again to do another dance and congratulate Bisu. Bisu sticking his tongue out. Actually, tired. Something was taken out of him after that match, and Bisu continuing to show why he is back, and Bisu moving on as well to the next round.
I have to say, not to gloat, but these were my predictions way long ago in the SC2GG podcast. The last one, I said Firebathero and Bisu would advance. Because I thought that, oh, those are Bisu cookies, by the way. I don't know if you saw the cookie, but it said Bisu on it. That girl is crazy. She has written Bisu on her cookies. She wants to give him
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I did predict this because I thought there was some kind of advantage that that Firebathero was going to pull, that some kind of strength that he was going to draw his reserves from, and I did think that Bisu was a better PvP player than Much. I think Bisu is a better PvP player, so I thought Bisu and Firebathero would advance. Bisu looking very happy and handsome as always, doing a
and great hair, by the way.
Victory. He has great hair, and I too would love to see Firebathero come out and just do something, but he has been a slightly better mannered recently. I actually don't know if he's been better mannered. I'm not going to say that actually, but there is a new rule, by the way, in the Kesba sanction that says there should be no more offensive ceremonies, and people aren't sure what offensive means. It could be just something political or religious or something like that, or it could be that there's no more throwing rice at your opponents like Firebathero did. I don't know, but I hope that doesn't crimp FBH's style at all.
Yeah, hopefully there's no ban on pelvic thrusts. Otherwise, StarCraft as a game has taken a huge loss.
Yeah.
Pelvic thrusts are only offensive to the human race. He doesn't have too much to worry about with those, I don't think. But I do think he's all set. He'll find a loophole in whatever restrictions they put on him, and I'm sure we'll still find some great Firebathero celebrations down the line. I just can't wait until he faces someone who beats him. And, the fact that someone beats him and rubs it in his face is great because it sets him up to do more ceremonies when he beats them in turn. And so I actually hope other players beat him, just not in the MSL, because I'd like to see him go far. But I enjoyed those matches, guys. I don't know about you, but every single match we watched I felt was really exciting.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really great set. I'm glad I ended up commenting that set because those were, I mean, even though some of them were, kind of one-sided at times, it was really exciting to watch. A lot of good battles going on, a lot of good strategies, a couple possible pimpus plays going on. So pretty good in general. And so yeah, we're gonna see Bisu and Firebathero advancing to the round of 16. And Firebathero doesn't often make it into the Star Leagues very far, so it's exciting to see him in an individual league also doing well. I mean, I think if he makes it to the round of 8, that'll be possibly the first time he's made it that far in an individual league. So hopefully he'll be able to... No, never mind. He made it to the round of 8 in that one MSL where he beat Savior, so never mind about that. But he hasn't in a while, so it'll be good to see him accomplishing some personal fame.
Yeah, and certainly by winning in this group, he's shown he's defeated his own personal nemesis, which is much, of course, and the whole Protoss race. I mean, if he can win against Protoss as reliably as he did now, he is a true force to be reckoned with. His TVT is top notch. It's I'd say one of the best 3 around. Other than 4GG and Flash, I really can't think of any players that are as good as him. And his TVZ is not necessarily the best, but certainly it's certainly capable, quite capable. So I actually think this Firebathero could actually go far this time.
Yeah, and good to see Bisu coming out as well. I mean, he's someone that I kind of felt bad for when he got owned by Mind that one time. He kind of fell apart a little bit. But even Bisu's never really fallen completely out. He's never really gone into a major slump like, certain other Bonjois did that were beaten by Bisu, perhaps. But that we won't go into. Bisu, it's good. He's always played kind of solidly, but he hasn't really played his A game in a while. And so it's good to see him coming back and being a contender again. In multiple Star Leagues. I haven't actually seen the conclusion of his games with Stork, but at least making it to the round of 8 in the OSL as well. So showing himself that he's not completely gone. He's not just going to fall off the map like Savior. And I'm anxious to see what he does in the round of 16 as well.
Yeah, I think we got some more great games ahead of us, and if all goes well, we can commentate some more. Thanks for having me along with you guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope the listeners didn't find my New York accent too offensive.
Great to have you around, Rise. And with more Firebathero games around, I'm sure we'll try to get you in on every one from now on. Thanks for watching, guys.